Quite a crowd. I wish I were here to talk to you about advances in research and enrollment, but unfortunately, this is personally a very sad day for me. But as many of you know, I have asked Steve Pederson to leave the post as Athletic Director of the University of Nebraska. There is no joy in my heart for having to do this, but I thought it was the best thing to do for the University of Nebraska, the state of Nebraska, and the athletic programs of the university. Let me be clear about some things. I know that every one of you thinks that this is because of a football game that was played last Saturday. Let me tell you that this decision was made prior to this weekend. I have become aware since July or August of a number of concerns from people in the athletic department about Steve's management style, about his connection with his staff, with donors, with fans, with former athletes. I don't know if they're his fault. I assume there's plenty of fault to spread around. And it may well be that the vulnerability of the football program encouraged people to where prior to that time they had not. When a program is in need of support, sometimes you just have to make a change in order to move a program forward. Anybody in an administrative position, athletic director, chancellor, you have to retain a certain degree of credibility in order to make the decisions that have to be made on a day-to-day basis. And I was fearful that with respect to a number of constituents of the athletic department that Steve was no longer in that position. I wish him the best. I think he did extraordinarily good things for athletics and for the university. I hope that everyone in Nebraska will applaud those good things and take no joy in the transition that will occur. With that, I'll respond to questions if you wish.
Chancellor, you mentioned in your statement that you were looking for someone to serve on an interim basis immediately. Have you contacted Tom Osborne to serve in that role?
I have talked to Tom, as I have whenever important decisions with respect to the athletic, I've had to make important decisions with respect to the athletic department. I talked to him and got his advice and counsel with respect to Steve's appointment initially. And I did talk to him to alert him to this decision prior to today. But beyond that, we haven't talked seriously about anything. I tell you, I will certainly talk to him again now with respect to getting his advice on what's the best way to move this program forward.
How did Steve take the news? And I know it was a short conversation. How did that go?
He was, as you would expect, very professional. We talked about the possibilities, and he accepted my decision and went.
Harvey, when did you make the decision?
In my mind, I made the decision last Thursday, or at least we're leading towards that. I had a conversation with the president of the university about it Saturday morning prior to the football game. Frankly, I did not want to move forward on it last week. I didn't think that doing something like this on a Thursday or Friday before a football game would be necessarily good for the program. May not be good for the program now, and I deeply regret that because we've got great student athletes who are working hard to make us all proud of them. I think we have good coaches that care deeply about the student athletes that we have, and this is just something that I thought had to be done.
Chancellor, what's the status of the current coaching staff?
Why don't we give?
Would you have made the announcement today had Nebraska won Saturday?
Well, we certainly would have put the process in place as we did today, yes.
Chancellor, were concerns being expressed about Pederson prior to this contract extension in July?
I'm sorry.
Were concerns being expressed about Pederson prior to this contract extension?
You know, it's really interesting that a person in my position ends up learning everything last. They were not. If they had been, obviously I wouldn't have extended the agreement without further exploration. I did, as a part of that extension, conduct a review of his leadership. We sent an email to every member of the athletic department inviting them to send confidentially to me anything that they thought would be important to me, both to evaluating Steve and to help him better lead the department. And I received two. One that was extraordinarily positive, and one that was negative.
Chancellor, did the departure of Paul Myers have any impact on this decision in the recent weeks?
It certainly, and I don't want to put this decision on Paul, but it was one of several departures that we've had in the athletic department and recently, and certainly may have provoked others to come forward that would not have otherwise.
You said his management style, you were criticizing that. What was wrong with it?
You know, I don't know. All I know is that he was, I think, losing the support of people in the athletic department, many of whom were strong supporters of him initially. And he was just not positioned in a way that I think a person needs to be positioned to make the decisions that need to be made and the assessments that need to be made. It's not clear to me that he could not have overcome these if, you know, if things were calm and you have time to work on it. I've made plenty of my own mistakes administratively, and fortunately have had the opportunity to try and correct them, but in this context, that just didn't seem to me to be possible.